It's disheartening to hear that the district is not taking what the judge said seriously.
Now at 6, a judge rules that Battleground should reinstate a teacher after she allegedly called Charlie Kirk a Nazi. We'll share the district's response as well as what the teacher has to say.
And new data shows STI cases are declining across Oregon. Coming up, what health officials say could be helping with that shift.
And have you ever heard of the animals called bongos? We'll meet the Oregon Zoo's newest antelope-like resident later this hour as your News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Hertzig. Glad to have you with us this morning. Rod Hill, Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at the weather and traffic. Going to be a beautiful weekend, Rob, but we got a little fog again to start the morning off. It looks
we
like.
do, and that's where I begin. Today's a lot like yesterday. It's a little cooler this morning by a couple degrees, but it'll be a little bit warmer, I think, this afternoon by a couple degrees. Here's where the fog is most predominant: Scappoose, Hillsborough, McMinnville, out on the west side, and that does circle back into Salem. Salem visibility has improved according to the report at McNary Field, but if you're looking at the state capitol, we still can't see it, and this started to get really fogged over in the last hour. It's been as cold as 28 in our capital city. Now you folks reporting a temperature of 31 this morning. Here's Portland, like yesterday, not really seeing any fog yet. Well, there's a little shallow ribbon of fog trying to lay down, but beautiful clear sky view of Mount Hood early this morning. 35 is the temperature. Foggy areas around freezing out the door. Like yesterday, generally a beautiful sunny day. Once any fog gets out of here, 47 at noon. I was getting up to about 55 degrees when the kids get out of school. Here's Chris.
Rod, good morning again. Over on the west side, you highlighted Hillsborough as one of the foggy spots. Well, this is out in the Bethany area, and you can see that fog kind of lingering in the air above the freeway there. That's Highway 26 out near Bethany. I'll give you the live look here, and you can see traffic still unimpressed with the fog so far. Down to the south, we've got some fog down in the Salem area as well, and I think it does get a little thicker as you get down into Marion County. There's a snapshot near Perkins Road. That said, the freeway drive is still just fine this morning. Onto the rails, though, heads up from TriMet, the Max Red Line running on delays upwards of 20 minutes through 7 o'clock. TriMet reporting earlier mechanical issues near El Monica. China, Matthew, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. New this morning, 3 Gresham teenagers have been arrested on attempted murder charges for a shooting in Northeast Portland and leading police on a chase. Around 11 p.m. Wednesday, police chased a car from a shooting scene on Northeast Rocky Butte Road. The driver ran red lights before officers stopped it at 148th and Halsey using a pit maneuver. A 17-year-old driver, 16-year-old passenger with a warrant, and 18-year-old D'Angelo Smartlewitt were arrested. Police seized these 3 handguns. No victims were found at the scene of the shooting, but one man took himself to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
It has been a nightmare.
A judge has ruled that a Battleground teacher should be reinstated after a student claimed that she called the late Charlie Kirk a Nazi. The teacher has been on paid administrative leave for close to 6 months now.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us in the newsroom. Thomas, what is the teacher now saying about all this?
Well, guys, Amanda Gonzalez says she never actually called Charlie Kirk a Nazi. The student who accused her later recanted their statement according to the teachers union. Our Catherine Cook caught up with Gonzalez last night.
What did you say that day?
I told the student in the hallway thoughts and prayers for his family. That was it.
Did you say it in a sarcastic tone?
No, I was in hallway duty. I was waiting for a class to come in.
Gonzalez fought for reinstatement backed by her fellow teachers. She got an appeals hearing, and on January 23rd, a judge ruled the district should reinstate her. The judge noted she couldn't find statements made by witnesses that are entirely credible, nor could she find that Gonzalez's response to those statements was dishonest. But that all happened more than a month ago. Gonzalez says the only thing the district has offered her is a resignation package with temporary benefits.
Well, they're trying to buy me out in such a way that I would lose my medical benefits and my income for something that I didn't do. I didn't do anything wrong.
In a statement to KGW, the district referenced multiple complaints alleging that Gonzalez made polarizing statements at school, including a negative comment about Charlie Kirk. They said their investigation determined Gonzalez violated district policies, including staff expression and civility in the workplace, ultimately writing, the hearing officer disagreed that the conduct as perceived and witnessed by students justified discharge and reinstated Ms. Gonzalez. When asked why they still hadn't given her job back, a spokesperson said they were unable to provide further information. Though a union representative says Gonzalez doesn't want a settlement, she wants her job. China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live. Thank you, Thomas. And to other local headlines, Vancouver police arrested the man they say rammed a rideshare car multiple times as his wife was a passenger inside, and it was all caught on camera back in November. Last night, officers were called to check on a suspicious situation near West 35th and Kaufman Avenue. That's where they found a man named K. Lodge lying on the ground. After a health check, he went to jail on multiple charges, including assault and hit and run. All right, now to some truly terrifying moments for a Tacoma family as their home was riddled with bullets in the middle of the night, and their Ring camera captured it all. Stephen Taylor says his daughter was asleep in the front bedroom when nearly 50 shots exploded around 4 a.m. She ended up with 5 wounds, while the house and even some pictures inside are left with holes.
I was just worried about my daughter's life. They shot right through us. It's like, how does that even happen? It's just symbolic. I almost want to hang this on the wall someday to remind us of what we're living through.
And thankfully, his daughter's injuries turned out to be minor. Taylor doesn't believe that their home would have been the target. So far, no arrests have been made.
Now to developments in Multnomah County in their deflection program there, which offers treatment over jail time for people caught using drugs. County commissioners just approved a new set of standards they hope will get more people to follow through with that program. Now, the new rules require people to engage in services for at least 90 days. Just before was only 30 days. Now, the county will also provide transportation to deflection services, and they'll prioritize getting people into emergency shelters or recovery housing if they're going through the program. Oregon health officials are warning of another measles exposure, this time in Clackamas County. The Oregon Health Authority says people may have been exposed to measles if they were in the emergency department waiting room at Providence Willamette Falls Medical Center in Oregon City on Wednesday. The time of the exposure was between 10 p.m. and just after midnight. OHA says you should contact your doctor if you think you may have been exposed. And new data from the Oregon Health Authority shows some sexually transmitted infections may finally be trending in the right direction.
But health officials say it's still too soon to celebrate. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us with what's driving the decline. Corey.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. China health officials say declines in STIs rarely come down due to just one factor alone. Instead, they say it's likely the result of multiple prevention efforts that are working across the state. So according to OHA officials, gonorrhea and chlamydia cases have declined in recent years after peaking earlier this decade. Chlamydia, though, remains the most common STI in Oregon, with more than 13,000 cases reported in 2024, down from nearly 19,000 in 2019. Now, at the same time, long-term trends still show concern, especially with syphilis, which rose sharply over the past several years before beginning to stabilize. Now, health leaders say it highlights progress and the need for continued vigilance, like medical tools aimed at stopping infections before they spread.
We suspect that sustained prevention efforts from local public health, increased clinical engagement from providers across the state, and possibly changes in testing patterns are likely contributors to these declines.
OHA officials do tell me that they are going to continue monitoring the data in order to determine if the decline that they're seeing is sustained. And they also stress that testing, early prevention, and early treatment is critical to reversing long-term STI trends. Back to you.
Thank you, Corey. So Oregon is set to be the first state in the nation to eliminate out-of-pocket costs for follow-up testing after abnormal cervical cancer screenings. The bill passed both chambers and is now on Governor Tina Kotek's desk. Representative Vanessa Hartman has publicly shared about her cervical cancer diagnosis last year, and she says that the cancer is preventable and that, quote, prevention only works when people have access to every step of care, not just the first screening. Without affordable follow-up, it's not prevention, it's false sense of security.
At 17, ended up making a 7. Oh, that's certainly going to help.
What a wild day he's having.
Wow.
And this one, of course, is for Rod, Rod and all our golf fans out there. David Ford sinking a shot from 144 yards out for an eagle and the shot of the day at the Cognizant Classic during the PGA Golf Tour. The total purse for this week's tournament, $9.6 million. So there you go. Rod, you ever hit a shot like that before?
You know, the only eagle I've ever had in my life was a chip-in eagle on a short par 5.
I was going to say,
I've had a hole-in-one, but I've never had
just casually throws in. I've had the hole-in-one.
You guys could be speaking French. I have an eagle. Is there like a kitten? Like, I don't know any of this stuff.
There's an eagle. There's a birdie. There's a...
Why is there so many birds involved in the sport?
Albatross.
Spell it.
Albatross?
Spell it.
Albatross.
Wrong. I have no idea.
Louis Oosthuizen, right? Did it at the Masters on that one.
Yep.
Par 4 or what was that? Yeah, flew it in the hole in 2. Yeah. Or par 5, pardon me. Yeah. Par 5, flew it, hit the left part of the green, rolled in for yeah. Okay. Moving on. Here's our Pioneer Park building camera. Really pretty. This is a similar start to yesterday. The Weather Service has popped up a dense fog advisory for you folks down in Lynn County and Albany and down into Eugene. So that's some of the worst fog that we're seeing this morning. But like yesterday, so far, coming into Portland, pretty much fog-free, 35 degrees, the pretty view from our Pioneer Park building camera. 31 up in Vancouver. There are colder temps in most spots than we were yesterday. West Lynn still above freezing, 34. Downtown Portland the same. Salem foggy, 31. Almsville the same temperature, and there's where that dense fog advisory starts down around Albany and Corvallis, each reporting a temperature of 32 degrees. So after the fog, the sun will be here, and like yesterday, Newport 55, Salem 55, Sun River 56, Baker City 55. Literally nearly the same weather no matter where you travel across our region today. A really pretty Friday with a lot of blue sky coming. Today, by the way, the sunniest, if you include today and the weekend, then this is the sunniest of the bunch. Tomorrow we'll get increasing cloudiness coming up from the south, and then Sunday's the opposite. That cloudiness will start thinning out and dropping to the south during the day. I suppose there could be a sprinkle Saturday overnight into early Sunday morning. Weather models show rain showers as far northward, generally as staying south of Salem over the weekend. 55, 57, and then we're back to sun on Monday. Tuesday could hit 60, and we still have rain returning Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week. That's your forecast.